All right, let's do it. Let's do it. So peep game, man. Somebody sent me a couple of episodes of where they sent me an episode of paternity court, and they sent me an episode, I think, of divorce court. I think it was divorce court, and it was the court with the black chick with the long hair, with the long weave rather. And on this particular episode, there was a dude who had proposed to this chick, right? And a week before their wedding, they had friends who had a wedding, right? And so they were at these friends' wedding party, and so his fiance disappeared, right? He goes looking for her. He finds her tied up with his best friend and her maid of honor, the chick who's gonna be her maid of honor. They having a threesome, right? So of course he drops her, tells her, "Hey, you got to bounce. It's a wrap." And he had a on the engagement ring. He spent like 10 racks on the engagement ring, right? No. This was the first one. This engagement ring was the ring. The diamond that he used in the setting was the same diamond that his grandfather gave his grandmother. And so the ring, the diamond has sentimental value and everything. So how about the chick wouldn't give him his diamond back? That's why they were in court. Come to find out, he messed around and just went doing a little investigation and found a dude from like her Facebook or something. And him and the dude, he contacted the dude. They chopped it up. They met for a beer and chopped it up. Come to find out, she had did the same thing to this dude, man, where she got engaged to him and took his ring as well. Now the first dude, he didn't even get his ring back because she told him in the state of California, once you give me the ring, it's mine. And the second dude, he happened to bring her to court, and I mean, he said he was trying to contact her to get the ring back and everything, man, and she just wouldn't give him his ring back. So this is just this was her mo. This is just what she did. Now, another thing is, then on the other show that they sent me, this chick, she was married, right? And her husband caught her cheating, right? So he he dipped on her. You know what I'm saying? He packed up and went back to the crib, moved back home with his folks, right? So uh, she got pregnant. Like, of course, that was his wife, so they would still tip around from time to time. She got pregnant. When the child was born, she told him it was his. But some kind of way, he saw on Instagram where the first picture she ever took with the child was with another dude. And the child looked like the dude, right? So you know where I'm going with this. So she's in there and she's still telling him that he's the dad, right? And now both of these dudes are in court. And of course, the husband, he's caught up with the little girl. He was there the first 2 years of her life. The real dad didn't see her for the first 2 years of her life. So now he's caught up, and it's just a mess, man. And it's just go to show you, man, that it be some crazy things going on out here, man. I'm talking about real life craziness going on out here, man. And these dudes be out here, man, just going for it. But I'm going to tell you what the problem is. I'm going to tell you why they go for these things. They go for these things because they don't know how to protect themselves from being a sucker for a broad. They go into these scenarios and they be perfectly content with being a sucker for a broad. Not because they want to, because they don't know any better. But I stand here today, the doctor, BoA, to clarify some things about how to protect yourself from being a sucker for a bra. China White is in the building, man, working that wrench. See her wrench. Hold up. Let's see. Let me check something out right quick. Y'all give me a quick second here, man. So I watched those two. I watched those two links, man, and I was like, man, these people crazy out here, man. You know what I'm saying? How does this even go on, man? It's crazy out here. Hold up, let me see something. All right, there we go. I got the homie Richard McDowell Jr. in the building. What's good, homie? Nick Penn is in the building. What up? Tim Smith. What up, bro? Roll Tide for sure, man. That's why I came on early. Yo, Hollywood Hawk is in the building, man. Working the wrench. Don't make him turn to the Grinch, because you know if you come in here with that beta shit, he gonna bounce you. Chiabella Amore, what's good? Good to see you in the building with us. Keith Koofy, what's good, my brother? Good to see you in the building. I see you rolling with us. T3 Stacks. What up, 3 Stacks? SJ3 is in the building. Salute, my brother. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming over, man. Checking out the joint that I did with O'Shea, man. KD Hall. Oh, no doubt, brother. Back in this joint. No doubt, boy. Get them reps in, man, while you in here. Best time to get the reps in, man. I came on quick, SJ3, man. I was trying to come on at 3:30, but my app wouldn't load up, man. And once you upload this app, you have to detach your ingestion settings from the app in order to go to your Hangouts. You know what I'm saying? If you send me a link, I can go to Hangouts, but every time I set up with this app on, my ingestion settings go straight to the app. I got it set up to where my streaming will go straight through the app. So it's a thing, man, and I never had any reason to check it out, but I will now, man. So, welcome back to another episode of the High Alpha 2 Show. I'm your host with the most, Dr. BoA, aka Book of Alpha Runnymede. And today's topic is how to protect yourself from being a sucker for a broad. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. These things apply both ways, but me being an alpha and speaking to my brethren, of course I'm going to title it, Keep from being a sucker for a broad. Now, all of these things don't go both ways. Honestly, the majority of these things are strictly geared toward the brethren. But there's a couple of these things that will help a woman know how to deal with an alpha male. You see, the number one problem with relationships is that it's not that men don't know how to be men, it's that women don't know how to deal with men who know how to be men, because they're used to dealing with the beta male simp mangina, and the alpha male is not going to deal with any of that foolishness that the beta male simp mangina will deal with. Alexander Stevens is in the building. What's good, brother? Hey, I appreciate that, man. Again, man, I appreciate everybody who came over and checked out the joint with O'Shea. If you haven't checked it out, man, go ahead over there. It was on the O'Shea Vlogcast channel. I did an interview with O'Shea yesterday, man. It was top notch. As a matter of fact, it was day before yesterday. It was Thursday. Top notch boss game, man. You know what I'm saying? I think I was at my best over there with the homie O'Shea, man. Let's see, did I skip something by? No, I didn't. All right, let's get into this. Udin Allah, what's good, brother? Good to see you in the building with us. So, you know, I think there are some things that we as men need to really think about, man, when we're doing these things, because it's a very simple interaction with women. It's very simple unless you try to play by their rules. If you try to play by a woman's rules, no, it's not going to be simple. It's going to be very difficult for you if you try to play by her rules, which entails you allowing her to dictate things. And if you allow her to dictate things, you're going to be in a feminine situation, because just like you're going to make it a masculine situation, if you let her lead, she's going to make it a feminine situation. No woman is going to lead a situation into a masculine space. So you have to understand, if your woman is leading the situation, you're being led into a feminine space. And the more feminine the environment becomes, the more control she has. Because let's be perfectly honest with you, unless you're a feminine man, you cannot control feminine energy when it is in the environment. You have to make sure that the energy stays masculine. Because if you wake up one day and she got on the pants and you got on the apron and the skirt, homie, it's a wrap for you. And that's real talk. Joey Lopez is in the building. What's good, bro? Yeah, that's another thing too. DC Dub, salute, bro. What's good? So let's get on into this thing, man. We in here. Now let me tell you something right now, man. Before we even start this is the mindset that we must have. All of us. All of us as men must have this mindset, because this is the truth of the alpha. You can't let what anyone says about you bother you at all. Even if they dig up some of your dirt, because you know what? You already know your dirt. I already know my dirt. And the thing is, I don't have any dirt anymore. So if you dig up something about me and you look at it and say, well, guess what about him? I already know it. And anything that's taken place in my life as an adult, you know, I say within the past decade, anything that's taken place in my life within the past decade or so, it was by design. I chose to make that decision. There may be some decisions I made that are not popular with society at large, but I don't give a damn. I don't make decisions to be popular with society at large. I make decisions that are going to benefit me based on my mental space. Yes, I have some mental issues. Of course, we all do. Mine have just been diagnosed. Yours may not have been yet. But I am telling you, if you have ever had a suicidal thought a day in your life, you have mental issues. Thinking of killing yourself is a mental issue. You have mental problems. And I just happen to know what mine are. And if you think that you can dig up dirt on me, let me tell you what happens. I know my flaws. So you speaking on them only gives me a chance to brag about my growth. I don't brag about my growth. But if you bring up some of my flaws and say, well, let me tell you what I found out about BoA. I'm going to say, yeah, you know, you're right, man. I did that. And I'm either going to say, I'm glad I did, and I stand by my decision regardless of what motherfuckers think. Or I'm going to say, you know what? I did that, man. I thought I was doing the right thing. And as I grew, I realized I wasn't doing the right thing. So I changed it up. That's what I say. You know what I'm saying? Gabe Sully, what's good? Dami, what's good? I see you in the building. Elzu Knowledge is on deck with us. What's good, bro? Gabe, what up, bro? I see you in here, man. So, I say this, man. I'm going to do what I'm going to do in my life. And I'm going to do what's best for me. And anybody who doesn't agree with what I do, I frankly don't give a damn. I really don't. It don't matter who you are. I'm going to do what I'm going to do, and I'm going to do what's best for me, and I'm cool with that. I can handle it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, I did it because it's what's best for me. Crypto Power was in the building. Was good, brother. Salute, salute. Appreciate you being in the joint, man. DJ Goldie, what up, homie? No doubt, brother. No doubt. I appreciate you checking in with us, man. So, let's get into this thing, man. Oh, no doubt, man. Crypto been rolling with me, man, since damn near the beginning, man. I'm talking about way. And there's a couple of cats that's been rolling with me. Now, there are other people who roll with me in the beginning that don't roll with me anymore. I mean, they're still in the YouTube environment, but they just don't fall through quite as often as they did. But there are some cats, man, that's been rolling with me hard from day one. You know what I'm saying? The day one crew, man. So, oh, that's your milk. So, now that we passed that, man, let's look at this. The first thing you must do to protect yourself from being a sucker. Now, let's talk about things that make you a sucker. Mr. Jackson, what's good, brother? Good to see you in the building. The first thing that you have to understand is this. What is being a sucker? Let's say if you contract a STD from a woman that you're active with. Now, if you just go have a one-night stand unprotected, hell, you deserve a STD. But if you're involved with someone in a relationship and she gives you something, that's being a sucker for someone. Because if you had strapped up, you wouldn't have it. You see what I'm saying? If you had protected yourself, you wouldn't have it. And keep this in mind. 80% of sexual interaction, of sexual intercourse in this country, 80% is done without protection. 80% of sexual intercourse, heterosexual sexual intercourse, is done without protection. 80%. So are you willing to take the chance that your woman or your women are in the 20%? Or are you going to be wise and accept the fact that they're in the 80% more than likely? Because if you take that chance on the 20%, then you are putting yourself in a position to be a sucker. See, in order to protect yourself from being a sucker for a broad, you had to keep yourself out of those situations that increase your propensity, your likelihood, your probability, your possibility of being a sucker for a broad. You have to do that. Because being a sucker is not where it's at. Like I said on O'Shea's channel the other day, There are men out here who are married to women that they only want to have sex with. They don't like them in any other way. They don't like their presence. They don't like their energy. They really don't even like the way they talk. They don't like the way they act. They don't like their behavior. Hell, they don't like the tattoos they got on their body, but they love to have sex with them. But you know what they did? They put themselves in a sucker situation by becoming emotionally available. And when you put yourself in that situation, see, the thing about emotional unavailability, there is a chance, a snowball's chance in hell, that you will become emotionally available to the right woman. But a snowball's chance in hell don't last long. How far can it get down into the heat before it just melts? So if you put yourself in that situation, then whatever comes to you, you deserve it. We as men have to understand that if you make a decision, a willing decision that puts you in a bad position, you have to own your consequences and repercussions, and you don't deserve no sympathy when you willingly and knowingly put yourself in a situation that does not benefit you because your ass knew it wasn't going to benefit you before you put yourself in it, man. And that's every situation. You see what I'm saying? I don't let motherfuckers use me without compensating me with the rights, the ability, the propensity to use them as well, at least for equal value, hopefully more. So if I got a job that's paying me $500,000 a year, but I think I deserve $750, and we sit down at the table and talk about my $750, if you don't give me my $750, I'm not staying at that job making $500,000 when I know I should be making $750. I'd rather push it away from the table. You can't pay me a certain amount of money to sell myself out. Nigga, you can't pay me to sell my homies out. But how you think you're going to pay me to sell myself out? How you going to pay me to sell me out, man? I'm the only, man, listen, CM, let me tell you something. BoA, I'm all I got. How am I sell myself out, man, for any amount of money? Country is in the building. True Jackson is on deck. What up, homies? Valdez Birth is in the building. Will B from the D, the homie from the D is in the building. What up, homie? Fred B, what's popping, cub? Appreciate everybody coming through, man. So, if 80% of sexual interaction is unprotected, how you gonna take a chance on getting your wee burnt off? That's some shit out there you can't get rid of, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be popping pills for the rest of my life because I wouldn't protect myself from being a sucker. I don't want to be having to refrain from sexual interaction at certain periods of time. Can't even get no brain because I got blisters popping up on me, man. Because I've refused to protect myself. And another thing, I'm going to tell you this about protecting yourself as well. You got to always demand a paternity test. If fatherhood is a possibility with you, you better demand a paternity test. I don't care if it's your wife. It can be your wife of 10 years. Before you put your name on a birth certificate, man, you better get yourself a paternity test. And listen, it may be every time your wife get pregnant, every time your woman get pregnant, it may be yours. But you ain't gonna know for sure until you have that paternity test, because that one time it might not be yours. And if you don't do that, you're putting yourself in a position to be a sucker. Let me tell you something. Every man who has ever unknowingly taken care of another man's child because a woman said this is your baby, all he had to do was have a paternity test and prove that he was taking care of his own child. He's not having a paternity test. See, let me tell you something. Women will guilt trip you. This society will guilt trip you. The feminazi will guilt trip you into it with this type of shaming language. Well, you just wanna shy away from your responsibility. You want a paternity test so you can shy away from your responsibility. Nah, shawty, you can't guilt trip me. I want a paternity test so I can make sure that this broad telling me the truth. That's all I want to do. It ain't got nothing to do with me trying to shun the responsibility, but I'm gonna tell you what I don't want. I don't want to take on the responsibility for another man's child when she know damn well is another man's child. I don't want to have to wait until the child start looking like that dude you say was your cousin. I don't want to have to wait until the child start looking like that dude you say was your play brother. I don't want to start, listen, I don't want to wait until I know for a fact the child isn't mine after I've already been taking care of the child. Because I'm going to tell you like this. And this is the God to heaven truth. If I get a woman, listen, man, if I'm with a woman and she was to get pregnant and it turns out to be somebody else's child, I don't care how attached I am to the child. It can be 5 years later. 5 years later, when I find out that's somebody else's child, I'm out. I'm gone. Period. I'm out. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I ain't gonna be able to do it. I just ain't gonna be able to do it, man. You know, it's simple like that. It ain't gonna be no thing where I'm the only father the child has ever known. Well, I ain't the only father the mama ever known. You see what I'm saying? You can't guilt trip me. That's another one of those shaming language tactics. Well, what about the child? It's about the child. Yeah, it is about the child. It's about the child and his mama and his daddy. And since I ain't now one of them people, I ain't the child of mama other daddy, I ain't got nothing to do with it. See what I'm saying? I'm out, cuz. Hey, Supreme, what's good, bro? Hey, Supreme, I don't care, man, if the child 18. It don't matter to me, cuz whenever I find out, I'm out. You know what I'm saying? I'm out. KP Patton, what's good, brother? Yeah, that's it. KP, if the child looks exactly like her, you will never know. A lot of children come out. Now, you got some weak genes if the child come out looking just like the mama, but we ain't going to talk about that right now. But if the child come out looking just like the mama, man, you'll always think it's yours. You know what I'm saying? Let's say the chick yellow and you dark, and the child come out yellow like her people. You ain't going to never know because, when a family tends to be yellow or light skin, however you want to say it, it's throughout the family. There aren't many dark people mixed in there. You know what I'm saying? There may be different shades of the lighter black, but it's not, the lighter melanation, but it's there. You ain't gonna find too many just dark skinned people in there. So you go all this time, man, and you never know, man. I'm telling you, bro. Man, you had this paternity test, bro, and that'll save you a lot of trouble on that end. So I suggest that you always strap up and you always demand a paternity test, even from your wife, because you can't trust her no more than you can trust the rest of them. You just think you can trust her because you put her in that position. And let's talk about that. Let's talk about pedestalization. Now, let me tell you something, and this is the reality of it. There is a time when you can pedestalize a woman. There is a time where you can pedestalize a woman. Oh, Shay Vlogcast channel, what's good, bro? But you don't pedestalize the woman. It seems like you do. You pedestalize her actions. Kind of like an employer pedestalizes an employee who constantly outperforms her peers. She's going to climb that ladder quicker because she outperforms her peers. So the employer is going to pedestalize her, but in that manner that's commensurate with whatever service she provides for the company. That's the same way you have to do with your woman. If she earns that pedestal with her actions, you put her on that pedestal, not because you're just throwing her up there. You're giving her her rightful place. There is nothing wrong with putting a woman in her rightful place. I believe that you should put a woman in her rightful place. I believe that you should. That's what I do. Mecca done. Oh, Shay, y'all keep it hot over there, man. I'm gonna get over there, man, and check that thing out, man. Let me see, man. I hit you up on the email, man, and try to get the time for that thing. But by the time I saw it, I was I was already about to come on, man. I was actually about gonna come on at that time, but once I saw the time, man, I bumped mine up so I can kind of, catch some of that one. So you have to understand, man, that there is nothing wrong. And you hear men all the time saying, man, you can't treat a woman this way. You gotta treat all of them bad. You gotta treat. Nah, man, I'm not treating all of them bad. What I'm gonna do that for? I'm gonna treat them how they deserve to be treated. I'm gonna treat them how they earn. And if she earned that pedestal, homie, she gonna be on it. Trust me, if she earned that pedestal, she gonna be on it. But she gonna have to show enough earn it. If you see her on that pedestal, boy, she done worked her way up to that thing, bro. It ain't gonna be no time where, she just gonna be up there because she's so great or she's so pretty or she's so fine or she's so sexually pleasing or none of that. None of that stuff matters about that pedestal, man. None of it. And that's the reality of it. So if that's where we're going to go, That's where we're going to go. But you never put her on a pedestal based on anything other than her earning her way there. It's like every time it's time for a raise at a job, you give them their raise if they earn it. And it's the same thing. Okay, I just got your text, O'Shea. I mean, I just got your email, man. I'm gonna come over, man. And if you shoot me the link in that thing, man, then I'm gonna come on. But when you start, I'll probably be on still over here, man. Omega Dreads, what's good, bro? Nick Penn, what's good, homie? Mecca Dunn is in here, what's good? So now let's talk about this as well, man. So never pedestalize her, man. You know what I'm saying? Unless her actions dictate that you do. Another thing is this, man. If you want to avoid being a sucker, now we're talking about how to avoid being a sucker, how to protect yourself from being a sucker for a broad. You know what I'm saying? For your woman, for your girlfriend, for your broad, for whatever you want to call her. Another thing is, what's another way that you can be a sucker? You can be a sucker by having your resources taken at the very moment that she decides she doesn't want to be with you anymore, or having your resources taken, man, because she set you up to get robbed or set you up. You never know what will happen, man. So don't share the financial aspects of your life with anyone, but especially the woman you share time and space with. Because when she is scorned, you're going to pay. That's the bottom line. When a woman is scorned, whether she's rightfully scorned or not, this is what you have to understand about a woman being scorned. Women will they'll put themselves in the scorn space just because of what they think. They'll develop their own ideas about some shit that's not even happening, and they'll suddenly become scorned. And they'll be out to get you. And how do they set out to get you? In the ways that matter the most. And they know your money. That's why a woman always go and key your car and bust your windows in your car and flat your tires, because they know that your car is important to you. And if she has access to your financial information, she's going to hit you that way. This is whether you're married or not. But if you're married, for sure, your wife should not know every single place that you've got income coming from. Of course, you want to feed her enough information to make her feel included. You did marry the bro, so you do want to make her feel, you want to give her enough information to feel included. You don't want to make her feel like, you sleep with one eye open. I hope you don't sleep with one eye open with a chick, man, that you done married, but you can't give her access, man, to the inner workings of nothing you got going on, man. For one thing, she ain't logical enough to understand it. For a second thing, women can't hold water, man. They're like a broken refrigerator. They can't hold nothing for too long. You know what I'm saying? You give it to them, man, for long, it's going to spoil. They got to take it out. They got to put it out to somebody. So never share every financial aspect of your life with anyone, but especially the woman whom you share time and space with. Because like I said, when she is scorned, you will pay, whether she truly has a reason to be scorned or not. In other words, kill all that damn pillow talking, man. Another thing is this, man. Another way to keep from, to protect yourself from being a sucker. Now, how else are we suckers for women? How else can you be a sucker for a broad? You can start believing the fairy tale that she believes, because she's feeding you the fairy tale and you accept it as truth. You accept it as logic. Let me tell you something. Nothing your woman ever says is going to be logical unless she's repeating something that a man said. And I ask you, what man is in her life that she'll come repeat to you what he said? Unless she respects him an awful lot. And truly, the only man she should respect that much is her father. There is no other man on earth your woman should respect enough to pass his words to you as pertinent information except her father. If there is another man, now if you know she don't have no relationship with her father, you have to ask yourself. There's only two other options. Is either going to be her pastor, who I like to call her second husband, or it's going to be some dude that she's dealing with on the side. You understand what I'm saying? If anytime she opens her mouth and says something that is truly logical. Now this is the thing. There's a thin line, a very thin line between the bottom level of logic and the top level of illogic. You see, illogic is not this crazy thing. It is just the substandard level of logic. Logic goes up, illogic goes down. But there is a line that separates the two. And as she gets closer to that line with her illogic, if you're not careful, that shit'll sound kind of logical. Now, if you're in that space, then you have to work on your own logic. And I'm going to tell you, if you're in that space, it's because you're too emotional. You're too emotionally involved. You're too emotionally available. So what you have to do is make sure that you got to keep your ear to the grindstone, because I'm telling you, I've been dealing with women my whole life. I've been dealing with women forever. And I'm telling you like this, there ain't too many times that she gonna say something logical, man. It get to the point where you have to understand that she's not gonna be logical, or you're gonna be frustrated as hell trying to figure out why the hell is she saying this crazy stuff. You got to accept she gonna say crazy stuff. Max 7114, what's good, bro? Good to see you in the building, my brother. And that's the bottom line, man. I mean, listen, and this is not a flaw that women have. This is how they are made up. Let me tell you something about the flaws women have. If you look at women as having flaws, truly, if you look at women as having flaws, that's because you're comparing them to men. And if you're comparing women to men, you are really confused, little man. That's like comparing cats and dogs. It's like comparing lions and snakes. You can't compare men and women and then say everything that women don't have that men have as a flaw, because if you do that, then you're expecting women to be like men. And you're just confused all around. If you're expecting women to be more like men, then you can't expect women to be more like men and then complain when women act more like men. You see what I'm saying? We got to be logical, man. She is going to be illogical. That's one thing. That's why I suggest you don't have a whole bunch of talk. Look, you let her do a whole bunch of talking. And if she ain't talking about how much she love you and how much she want to be with you and how much she willing to do for you, or telling you some good things about that she done did for you, some good connections she done made, or some good financial opportunities she done brought to the table, you ain't got time to be listening to that she talking about. Because let me tell you something. You sit and listen to a woman talking about some foolish show that she watches on TV, and you're going to respect her less because you're going to understand the level of her illogic. I know you're illogical, but I don't want to understand the level of your illogic. I don't want to see how debased your level of logic is, because that's going to make me view you as even a less intellectual being, and I don't need no help with that. You know what I'm saying? I don't need no help with that. Amir Johnson, what's good, bro? So I say she is always either emotional or illogical. Keep that in mind and keep yourself from being a sucker when she gets to talking that, I don't really understand why. If a woman does something crazy and tell you she don't understand why she did it, man, you're going to be a sucker if you believe it. Then you're going to start, man, I ain't finna let no woman tell me that she got mental issues so bad that she don't even know why she does what she does. You don't know? If you don't know why you do what you do, I ain't finna be around you. Hell, you might kill yourself. I don't know that. I can't be around that. And that's the type of thing you do. You end up falling victim for stuff like that. She be victimizing you and then making excuses, and you be like, well, man, she got mental issues. Well, man, her dad used to touch her. Oh, well, you know what, man, she don't have a great relationship with her family. Oh, well, the last man she was with, he used to beat her. Well, her friends, her friends turned their back on her. Well, man, the people at her job, they hate her. So you'll find yourself making all kinds of excuses, man. And you're a sucker if you make excuses for being abused, man. You're a sucker. How else do we find ourselves being a sucker? Let me tell you something. You find yourself being a sucker. We always hear about women's intuition. Women have intuition. Let me tell you something. Men don't have intuition. We have we have cognitive reasoning capabilities. So we can look at a situation and know what the outcome is going to be. We can look at a situation and know what the outcome is expected to be. We can look at a situation and know what is going on, even if we can't see the end result. You see what I'm saying? We don't call it intuition. I call it cognitive reasoning capacity. That is what men have. CRC, cognitive reasoning capacity. That is something we have, and men fail to use it. You know why? Because we don't want to be like women. We don't want to act like we have intuition. Well, hell, let's call it what it is. From now on, we ain't going to make up a new name for it. We going to call it intuition. We got intuition too. Let me tell you how intuition works. If you think something fishy is going on, you better check a bag. That boy full of fish scales, homie. I say again, if you think something fishy is going on, you better check a bag. Because it got some fish scales in it. And I can guarantee you that. Once again, if you're just joining me, I'm your host with the most, Dr. BoA, aka Book of Alpha Running Me. Welcome to another episode of the High Altitude Show. Today's topic is how to protect yourself from being a sucker for a broad. Now, you can't ever, and let me tell you something. This is what you have to avoid doing, man. Now, this is another way you keep yourself from being a sucker, because when you know this thing, if you confront her with it and give her opportunity to explain it, never confront a woman with something in question form. If you know it, you know it. You ain't got to go and get it validated by her. You the logical one. How you going to let the illogical one validate what you know is going on? Do you not know that her illogic is going to make you question your logic? Present it to her in a fact form if you present it to her. I say just respond. Once you know it, hey man, just react how you going to react. Respond how you going to respond. Do what you're going to do at that particular time. But don't take nothing to her and let her try to explain it away, because I promise you, she going to explain that shit away, boy. And you're going to be like, well, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong. Oh, yeah. Y'all jump to a conclusion. And if that don't work, guess what's going to happen? Tears going to roll down her eyes. And when she come with that illogic and no tears together, boy, let me tell you something. It is so crazy that even the elect would be fooled, except that they are under the grace of the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, bro. She will, I'm telling you, bro, try it. Take something to her in question and say, yeah, you know, blah, blah, blah. Who the nigga you talk to on your phone, blah, blah, blah. Man, she ain't gonna do what you do. You know what, man? You know what we do. What you doing on my phone anyway? You ain't gonna be in my phone. Tell me going to my phone, blah, 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 blah. She ain't gonna do that. She done said everything I've been through with you. You got like you don't trust me. When I'm taking you back after all of this, you did this and I let it go and I didn't do anything. I still stay with you. How am I gonna have time doing anything? I go to work and then I pick up the children and then I go to school and then I do this. I do too much around here for you to not trust me. When do I have time for that, man? You think another man just gonna take a little time that I have free? If I'm not home, I'm with my mama, or I'm with my sister, or I'm with my daddy, or I'm with my... That's what she gonna say, man. She gonna hit you with all that. And you know what you gonna say? Well, damn. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I am wrong. And you know what you gonna say then? This when the sucker come out. This when you know you're a sucker. When you know for a fact that you saw something. And you know something for a fact. You can feel it. You can feel it in your bones. The energy has taken over you, man. But you know what you know. After all that knowing what you know, when you turn around and say, my bad, I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean it. You know, I didn't mean it. And then now she done flipped the script and took the power from you. Now she pushing you away. Like, no, don't say nothing to me. Don't talk to me. You treat me like this. And blah, blah, blah. And blah, blah, blah. You know that. You know how many men will be happy to have a woman like me that's so dedicated to them and blah, 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 woo, woo, woo. And now the script is flipped. And outside she's crying, but inside she's laughing at your dumb ass. Because you've been a sucker for a broad. I'm telling you, homie, this is the reality of life. Coach, what's good, bro? I see you in the building. Khalid Hassan, what's up, bro? Verily I say unto you, shalom, my brother. Mr. Marquise, what's good, brother? I see you in the building, man. Always trust your gut, no doubt, bro. Akeem Davis, what up, homie? Amir Johnson, no doubt, man. Straight shaming language, man. Lit Life is in the building. What up, homie? So I say unto you, man, you have to make sure that you don't put yourself in that position. And the way to avoid that is to, if you think something is fishy, check her bag for the fish scales, and you're going to find the fish scales, homie. Never go against yourself. Don't go against your logic by accepting her illogic. Don't go against what you know to accept what she feels. Don't let her feelings get in the way of your logic. You never can. Now, how else do we find ourselves being a sucker for a broad? Let me tell you something. I touched on this a little bit, man, earlier, but let me touch on this again because this is very important, man. Never have unprotected sex with any woman. You know how many men have been accused of rape and they had unprotected sex with a woman? And so there was DNA, their DNA. Some of that semen was in the woman or on the woman or some of that. You know how many men have got caught up with that? You know how many men, and this is mostly hood, but you know how many men, man, who've been jammed up, man, by a woman who poked holes in a condom? You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. Always bring your own condom. If you ain't got a condom, never let a woman give you her condom, bro. These are things. And now let me tell you something. The only way that you can avoid this, and this is a very important thing, man. It's a very important segue. That was a great segue into this. You got to control your dick, man. You understand what I'm saying? Let me tell you something. There was a movie called Thin Line Between Love and Hate with Martin Lawrence and Bobby Brown and Lynn Whitfield. And this old dude named Smitty. He owned the club that Bobby Brown and Martin were working at, right? So he said, let me tell you something. The older your mind get, the better decisions your dick make. And he didn't even mean, he didn't say the older you get. He says the older your mind gets. The more mature your mind gets, the better decision your dick make. See, your mind never make, man, let me tell you something. You're going to always make decisions with your wood. But the wiser you become, you make more prudent decisions with your wood. When it comes to your wood, now your wood don't make all your decisions. Your wood makes your sexual decisions. So you could think your mind makes them, but no, the older you get, the more mature you get, the better decisions your dick make. And until you get to that level of maturity, you're going to find yourself in these sucker situations where you're having unprotected sex with some woman you don't know, or you have somewhere having a drunken one night stand with a woman you don't know, or you somewhere find yourself in a situation where you done got brain from a woman that you thought was a woman that end up being a transgender. These are the type of things that happen to men because they can't control themselves. This is the ultimate level of alpha. If you can't control your own desires, then you are not alpha. You are not alpha, and you are disrespecting the terminology alpha. You are disrespecting the alpha title if you can't even control yourself. You can't control nothing if you can't control yourself. This is the ultimate level of alpha, man. He who controls his own lustful desires is the most focused man in the room. And that is the bottom line, man. The reality of it is this. We are grown men, man. We are grown men. Cannot be led by our dicks no more, man. It's crazy. Joe Smith is in the building. So let's get back into this thing, man. So never, man, have unprotected. And I'm going to tell you, see, and I'm talking about, man, listen. Even your wife, any man who has found himself with some STD from his wife, it's because he feels like, well, I can trust her, so I'm going to have unprotected sex with her. No, don't do it, homie. I'm telling you. That's why when I look at the whole concept of marriage, I feel like the way that women are makes the concept even less logical. That's why I tell men all the time, even if the marriage laws were on the side of men, I still would not do it. Because just to be perfectly honest with you, the quality of women as far as marriage goes is lowering. Their quality in other areas, in their careers, in the world, in activism and all that, they're raising their profile in all of those. But the more they raise their profile in those areas outside of the home, the lower their profile drops inside of the home. So the greater the woman is in her career, the less worthy wife she is. The greater the woman is in activism and feminism and all that crap, the less worthy she is as a wife. The more active she is in her church and in her community and doing whatever she does, the less worthy she is as a wife. The more active she is in her family, the less worthy she is as a wife. We have to understand that being a wife is a responsibility that needs to be taken on 24 hours, 7 days a week, man. It ain't some part-time thing she can do when she ain't at work. It ain't some part-time thing which she could do when she ain't got nothing else to do. It ain't some part-time thing she could do when don't nobody else need her services. When the last time you had a woman that prioritized you over everything? And if you can remember the last time you had one, let me tell you, my brother, you had yourself a wife right there. And if you can't never find one, you can't think of a time when you had one who prioritized you over everything, hopefully you ain't never been married, because, fool, you were married to the wrong woman. And that's the reality of it. Antonio Townsend is in the building. Hollywood Hawkins, I appreciate the super chat, brother. And this is the reality of what's going on right now, man. You must understand that that is a level of trust that you simply cannot afford to give pretty much anyone. You cannot afford to give that level of trust, man. It is a high level of trust, and it indicates that you believe someone is as trustworthy as you are. And it's just not logical, man. It's not logical. You see, there are too many benefits for a woman to not be that type of woman in this society. There's too many benefits for her to not be that type of woman. So there's no pressure for her to be that type of woman. Now, another way, and this is a major way that men find themselves getting suckered, man. The number one way that men get suckered, in my opinion, all of these things are based on this one particular situation. And that situation is expecting her to be anything more than the average woman. You can never expect a woman to be anything more than the average woman. She has no qualifications that she could present to you that will make you say initially that she's above the average woman. China White, I appreciate the super chat. Man, look at my moderators in here, man. Grinding and hitting the super chat. I appreciate, man. Let me tell you something. I don't care who your moderators are. Guess who got the best moderators on the platform, homie? I ain't even got to tell you. You say the name. You like to say it. Mr. Dr. BoA. SJ3, I appreciate the super chat, brother. SJ3 says, always hitting us, brother, with the fire of truth. No doubt, bro. I appreciate the super chat. So when you put yourself in a position where you are going into a scenario and you are thinking that you have something that is above the average, you're already being a sucker. Because it's based on what? How she looks? What kind of sucker bases a woman value on how she looks? What kind of sucker bases a woman value on how she wears her clothes or how she wears her hair or how she talks? What kind of sucker bases a woman value on that? Anybody can be an actress for one day or for one date, man. Another thing is this, man. You can never accept that she's anything more than the average woman unless she earns that special consideration through her continued proof of action. You know how you can have a proof of purchase, which is your bill of sales, or, you know, a credit card statement or whatever. You can have a proof of insurance in your car when the cops pull you over at a license checkpoint. You can have proof of your right to carry a concealed weapon. But in a relationship, the only proof you can have is proof of action. And I'm not talking about past actions. Let me tell you a mistake a lot of men make. This is a mistake a lot of men make. A lot of men will look at a woman's past, especially if you know her personally, if you know of her past. You'll look at her past and you'll say that, well, man, she was this way with that dude. He ain't appreciated. Or she was this day with that dude, man. She dogged him out. Let me tell you something. I never look at the way a woman was with another man and say that she's going to be that way with me, whether good or bad. I never look at it that way because I know whoever she was with, he wasn't me. If she were good to him, she going to be even better than me. If she were bad to him, she going to be even better than me. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter to me. You, on the other hand, as a man, have to make sure that you are thinking from that same perspective. You cannot look at her and say, man, he got a good woman, man. I'm going to tell you what this is the lamest thing I ever hear dudes say. If I had a woman like you, I blah, blah, blah. How the hell you know you gonna do it if that man ain't doing it? Something must not be right. Either she a bad judge of character or she ain't what she say she is. You cannot look at what she's done, because this is the thing. Another thing you have to understand is this. She may be all tuckered out. Like my granddad used to say, boy, you sitting over there, you look a little tuckered out over there. She may be all tuckered out on that type of behavior and that type of interaction with a man. So she may not even have none of that left for you. She may not have none of that good loving, that submission, that sweet talk, you know, that passiveness. She may not have none of that left. But you think she does because she gave it to the last man. And unless you were there in the flesh, you don't know what she gave that man. You understand what I'm saying? You don't know what she gave him. The same way you meet a child who ain't got no children. I tell you, man, I don't ask women how many children they got. When a woman tells me she ain't got no children, I don't even ask. I don't ask anything, because let me tell you like this. These are the type of things you have to understand. This is another way you protect yourself, but this deserves an entirely different stream. You protect yourself from being a sucker for a broad by listening and asking the right questions. See what I'm saying? I listen to a woman. If I'm talking to a woman and she the whole time, let's say we meet somewhere. Let's say we meet at the gym. You know, I told you, man, I like to do that, or Whole Foods. We meet there somewhere that we can, you know, that we can kind of talk as we're going along and then get something accomplished at the same time. So how do you, if you're talking to a woman, man, and in a 20 or 30 minute conversation, she ain't mentioned no kids. There's two things. Either she ain't got no kids, or she got kids and she ain't proud of them, or she got kids and she's a terrible mother. Women don't go long without mentioning their kids, man. So you have to ask. So if and these are the type of things you have to understand. So if you have that one interaction with her, and then let's say a couple of days later, maybe 2-3 days later, you talking to her and you hear children in the background, and you say, "I hear children. Where you work at? Where you at? The daycare or something?" She says, "No, those my children." I'm like, "Hold up. You mean tell me I've been talking to chick all the time and she ain't mentioned no children?" It may not be nothing. It's something to me. And that's all that matters. It's something to me. I'm wondering about that. You understand what I'm saying? So another thing is this right here, man. If she says she ain't got no children, I ask her, have you ever been pregnant? The answer is always yes. I meet plenty of women who ain't got no children. I meet very few women who ain't never been pregnant. So anytime you've been pregnant, I count that as a child your ass got. Because 9 times out of 10, if you've been pregnant, you ain't got no child, you had an abortion. Women rarely, I mean, listen, bro, I don't know many women who have miscarried. There are women who miscarry, but any woman I know who's been pregnant or has a child has not miscarried. Like, it's not a common occurrence. Women don't just miscarry every day like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you see a woman, it's not like a woman who with 3 children has had 3 miscarriages as well. 9 times out of 10, especially in this society, if she's been pregnant and doesn't have a child, she's had abortions. You understand what I'm saying? And that in itself, for me, that counts as children. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I feel a certain kind of way, man, about a woman who's had an abortion, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it wasn't my child, but it's hard for me to detach myself from the idea that she could value a human, that she can, value the process of bringing a child into the world so little, or that she could actually have unprotected sex with a man that she detests. How irresponsible is it to have unprotected sex with a man that you know you do not want a child by? If you know that you don't want to get pregnant, and you know if you get pregnant you're going to have an abortion, why in the hell would you go ahead and get pregnant anyway? You see, you have to assess people's minds based on their decisions. Like, that decision is a decision that I can't place any type of positive outlook on. You can't tell me anything about that decision where you actively laid down and had unprotected sex with a man, and 9 times out of 10, it was more than once. So on multiple occasions, you had unprotected sex with a man, and immediately you killed the child because you only got a certain amount of time to have an abortion. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's a preconceived notion. I think a woman already knows. Listen, I told you, man, I met a woman a while back, probably it may have been about 7 months. Bad. I'm talking about super bad. Bad. I could tell she ain't had no babies. Get to talking to her, guess why she ain't had no babies? She been pregnant twice, had 2 abortions. Like, damn, I see why you ain't got no babies. You're right. You ain't got no babies. And I look at that and I say, man, come on. Kevin Kent Jr., what's good, bro? I see you in the building, man. Homie say he had to get ghost for a minute. No doubt, bro. Yasha Ben Israel is in the building. What's good, man? Nappy Assassin is on deck. Dwayne the Money. What's good, bro? Shaheem Lately. What up, homie? No doubt, man. Get the strap. So, another thing is this, man. You have to understand this. You can never let a woman set the rules or regulations of engagement between you and her. You can never let her set the rules of engagement. That's how you're going to automatically be a sucker if you let her set the rules of engagement, because they're always going to cater to her. And it's going to end up being her way or no way. Because I'm going to tell you, man, as men, we're creatures of habit. If we get into the habit of following our woman's lead, then we're going to be stuck in the habit of following our woman's lead. And that's just going to be the way of our life. So you can never let her set the rules. Your life must be my way or no way when it comes to dealing with women. Because I'm telling you, you eliminate a lot of women that you're just going to be wasting your time with. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you got time to waste with women, you ain't making no money. And that's the reality of it. If you got time to waste with women, you ain't making no money. I know cats who make money. Hell, I don't do too bad myself. But I know you ain't got time to waste women. You might have time to spend with women, worthy women, women whose company, is copacetic for you to be around. But you ain't got no time to waste. And if you let a woman regulate anything, man, then you already a sucker. You can't even protect yourself from that. Once you let a woman regulate something, you can't protect yourself from none of this. So if I had to place one of these in first, if I was going to rank these, this one will be the first one. Never let a woman control anything. Anything. She can't control the interaction between you. She can't control when you call, when you text, when you do anything. If you video chat, she can't determine nothing. When you see her, when you don't see her, you can't let her control nothing. The only thing she can ever control is if she's going to go away. She can't even control if she stays, because she can want to stay and get put on ice. The only thing she can control is if she bounces. And you let her control that thing. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing that involves you. Nothing that can affect your life in a negative manner. And nigga, if you say her bouncing can affect your life in a negative manner, you don't need no woman. You need to get your life together. That's what you need to do. You need to focus on getting your money right. Because 9 times out of 10, if a man says if a woman leaves him, it's going to mess his life up, it's a financial reason. He's financially dependent. There's a financial codependence between the two. Outside of that, no man says that. Now, Mir Wahid Bey, what's good, bro? And that's the bottom line, man. Another way that you can be a sucker is this, man. You got to remember this. You can't expect her to be a woman of her word, because then you start believing what she says. And another way that we're always a sucker for, bro, is believing what she says. Believing that under pressure, she'll tell the truth. When the truth is under pressure, it's when she'll tell a lie. Hell, she may lie. She may lie when there's no pressure, but under pressure, when the pressure is on, a woman's going to tell you a lie, homie. A woman's going to tell you a lie. You see, human nature is fight or flight. More times than not, her nature is going to be flight. And in the midst of a heated situation, in the midst of a situation where she knows she has wronged you or done something she shouldn't have done, she is going to take flight. And to take flight means to run away from the situation. And the only way to run away from the situation is to lie it away. That is what's going to happen, man. I'm telling you what I know. I'm not telling you what I think. And there is a slim chance that she won't lie it away. But do you want to take a slim chance? Nigga, I don't take slim chances. I take good chances. When I take a chance on something, it's going to be a good chance. I don't take slim chances, man. You can't win with a slim chance. If your chance of winning a slim and none, I ain't doing it, man. Because slim always be already left the building already. So when slim gone, your chances are none. she will always tell you a lie. But there's nothing wrong with that. And I know you're going to say, wait a minute, Dr. BoA. What do you mean nothing's wrong with that? Shouldn't we be honest? Yes, we should be honest as men. Women are not held to the same standard by the Most High. Believe me when I tell you that. The sooner men understand get an understanding of our relationship with the Most High, then you'll understand that the Most High does not hold her in very high regard. He doesn't hold her to the same, the same type of moral standard that he holds us to. So this is just the way she is. It's not bad. It's only bad if your ass don't know it. It's only bad if you try to deny it. It's only bad if you act like she isn't this way. Let me tell you something. You always be a man of your word. And since you can't trust her word, you always make her be a woman of her actions. I say it again. You always be a man of your word, because that's what we do as men. And you always make her be a woman of her actions, because her actions are always going to speak louder than her words at all times. If her words and actions don't match, you make damn sure that you disregard her words and stick to her actions, because actions don't lie, homie. Let me tell you something. Actions don't lie. You know why? Actions take effort. Words don't. A drunk man just drunk off his ass. As long as he ain't sleep, he can talk. You know what I'm saying? Babies start talking before they start acting. A baby can't even wipe his ass, but he can talk. Baby can't even feed himself, but he can talk. Might not be no sentences, but it'd be some dad, mama. You know what I'm saying? You start talking before you start doing any other thing besides just kicking around. Any other meaningful action. You start talking before you do any meaningful action. So you got a head start on talking. Make her actions prove to you what she's about. You must do it. There's no other way around it. DJ Gold, it was good, brother. I appreciate the super chat. The homie said, you are true testimony of the Most High work through his people. Keep up the good work, Alpha brother. No doubt, my Alpha brethren. I appreciate that. DJ Gold with the super chat. Appreciate it, bro. And this is the reality of it, man. You have to understand, man, that no matter what people say, no matter what people do, no matter what dudes tell you, the bottom line is there is only one way to deal with the woman, and that is from a man's perspective. And a man's perspective don't give a damn about what society says about how you're supposed to deal with a woman. You're supposed to deal with a woman, man, the way that makes you happy, the way that makes you be in control. Because I'm telling you, get her control, you're going to be in bad shape. So again, I say, you always be a man of your word, but make her always be a woman of her actions. Her actions are the only thing that matters. Man, I had a woman telling me every day, man, she loved me, man. Every day, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Every day. Every day. Actions didn't show me shit. And you know what I did? I let her know. Every time. Listen, it didn't take me long to tell her, listen, Shaw, don't tell me you love me no more. I don't want to hear that shit no more. Don't tell me now another time. Whatever you say you feel, show me through your actions. Because I can't get, there's nothing you're going to accomplish by telling me with your words how you feel about me. Because words are just words. You can tell me you love me today and tell me you hate me tomorrow, but what are your actions showing me? You understand what I'm saying? And it took her a minute. Now, when I say a minute, a minute for me is like 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? When I say it took her a minute, I ain't talking about a year. I ain't figure nobody no year, man, to get shit right. So, but I mean, she finally got it together, man, and understood that her actions had to show. And and everything, my entire interaction with her changed slowly, because just because she started showing action, anybody can show actions for a little while. You know what I'm saying? You make her show actions for a while. You have to make sure that you make a woman work and focus on what you need her to do. She can't do nothing out there if you got her ass grinding all day, every day on what you need her to do. If you making sure that her focus is on what you need it to be on, that gives her less time ass off. That gives her less time to be an idle mind for the devil to play around with. So I say, always have something for her to do. Always make sure she's focused. Don't be so quick to validate her and tell her how great she's doing and all that. Because technically speaking, just because she's doing the right thing, that don't mean she's doing that so damn great. Like, she's supposed to do the right thing. The least you should be able to expect for her is do the right thing to give her best effort. So just because she's giving her best effort, that ain't nothing. You don't give her no accolades, no props, and put her on no pedestal for that. Her actions have to be proven over time, over a period of time. That's why I don't understand, man, how a man marry a woman that he already ain't having sex with regularly. Man, if you already ain't having sex with her regularly, why in the hell is you going to tie yourself down to her? If she already proven, man, that her actions are about her and she ain't about you, let me tell you something. No man should marry a woman who has her own career. She is a great business partner. She is a great financial investment partner. She is a terrible wife, unless you don't even know what the hell you're supposed to expect as a wife. You understand what I'm saying? If you need a woman to be financially situated, you don't even need to be having a relationship. You don't need to be doing nothing but trying to have you some little scallywag to get your rocks off on. You got to be in a position, man, where you don't need nothing that she got except her feminine energy. That's the only valuable thing she has. That's why when I see these man marrying these chicks that act all masculine, man, and that's why, you know what, I got a video, man, coming up. It's a short one. I'm gonna put it up. I probably put it up about 10 o'clock tonight, man, after the Alabama game, of course. It's gonna be, I may come back on live thing, we'll see, but this video is gonna come up. It's called Nicki Minaj Can Have Any Man She Wants. And I'm doing this video because every woman that comments on Nicki's side on this this last Nicki video I put up, they all say, y'all tripping, Nicki can have any man she want. One chick told me Nicki can have any man she want, including you. Of course, I just said thanks for watching. That, man, women who talk like that, that's all they get from me. Thanks for watching. A chick came on and told me earlier, man, came on and said, she commented on the Ariana Grande video about the song Thank You Next being the new thought anthem. She said, oh, so I see what happened. Some woman told you this and then you made a video about it. Man, all I did was respond, you know, the woman who told me and I, thank you for watching. That's all I can tell them. Thanks for watching. I ain't got no comment for no, man, come on, bro. You think I'm finna get into an adverse conversation with a chick? How masculine is that? Come on, bro. So, I say this, man. You have to understand, man. And this is the final thing on this list, man. We ain't gonna stay here too long, man. I know y'all want to watch the college playoff games and all that, man. Chris Real is in the building. What's good, bro? I see you in the building. The homie Riz is on deck. Never believe. This is the greatest sucker thing that men get into. This is what causes men to cross that line into unholy matrimony. Never believe that she'll love or be with you exclusively forever. It don't matter if she been with you and just you for 15 years. And then in that 16th year, she dips off with someone else and she has somebody else she's interacting with. We're not talking about how long she did. Great. She didn't give nobody for 10 years. Fine. But if you've been with her 15 years and she didn't get with nobody for 10 years, guess what that mean happened the other 5 years? You guessed it. She will never, ever be with you and only you forever. There is no such thing, brothers. I know there are some men out here who believe otherwise, and they believe that they have that one who will. Tell me when you get to forever, nigga. That's what I want to know. Let me know you get to forever. If you just 10 years in, 15 years in, nigga, you ain't seen forever yet. It won't happen. So you have to ask yourself, how much are you willing to put on the line, banking on the fact that you have that one who's going to stay with you forever? And even if she does stay with you forever, which she won't, but hypothetically, do you want to bank on that now? Put all your eggs into that basket? What level of trust are you giving her to trust that she's going to do what you think she's going to do, not what she says she's going to do? Man, let me tell you something. It is not in a woman's psyche. It is not in her mindset in this day and age to be with one man forever. It's just not in her mind to do that. The only women who think about that is single women. Find me a woman with a husband, I guarantee you she ain't thinking about being with that nigga forever. And that's the reality of it. Any woman who's single, yeah, women who's single always have these fantasies. You understand? Jail, what's good, homie? Mike Dollars is in the building. John Doe, what's good? Top hat players is in the building. So you have to understand, man, that shit is not gonna happen. There is no married woman who's looking at her husband and saying, I'm gonna be with him and only him forever. You know how I know? Because I've been knocking down married chicks my whole life. My whole life. I'm talking about, man, the first chick I knocked, well, not as a kid. I've been knocking them down since I was 9. But, you know, we ain't gonna get into that. I feel weird talking about those times. But as an adult, first chick I knocked down was married, man. Like, and this, like I said, man, this ain't something I'm bragging on. But you know what I'm saying? I'm also not shunning myself for it. I ain't my own ass for nothing that I did in the past. You know, niggas out here have done worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's worse things that are done. We all have done things in our past when we were younger. But I'm telling you, I had a window there, man, about 10 years, man, where everything I was knocking down was somebody else's old lady. Somebody, wife, fiance, girlfriend. They were living together. They had somebody baby mama. It was always that. And I think about it. I only once in my life have I chosen on a woman. Only once in my life have I chosen, have I cold approached a woman. I put that, well, it's the same thing. Only once in my life have I chosen. All the other times they chose. Now put that in perspective. You know what I'm saying? Before you say, damn, Dr. BoA, you're a nasty nigga. Nah. They chose me while they had a man. While they had a boyfriend. While they living with their baby daddy. While they had a husband. They chose me all of those times. I ain't gonna say how many times. We don't get into my numbers. I don't play around by my numbers. But that's just how it happened. So I'm telling you from my experience, homie. And even now, listen, even now, bro, I get approached by married women all the time. You understand? In the weirdest situations. You know what I'm saying? I see a woman one time and she'll be with her man. Next time I see her, she ain't with him. She all up in my grill, man. You know what I'm saying? Or sometimes they'll be in the same facility, man. Like I see them together, and I catch her jocking me, man. And then I'll be in a car and I'll be like, man, I just go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? Well, I might look at her, man. I might look at her. I might. Depends. But most time I just keep it moving. And then I look up, man, and bam, man, she'll be walking straight toward me, man, like on the aisle or something. She'll stop, man, start asking me questions about some shit on the aisle, and I'll be like, man, these chicks crazy, man. You know what I'm saying? Strike up a conversation, man, be cheesing all in my face, man, giving me all type of choosing signals, man. And I just be like, man, you know, I be stone-faced. You know what I'm saying? I answer a couple questions, man. If she asks a question, I mean, I ain't gonna tell the bitch get on. But, you know, that's what I should start doing. But it don't matter to me because I know I ain't finna do nothing with her. Not at this point in life. You know what I'm saying? I ain't finna do nothing with her. But I'm just saying, man, that those women are actively in pursuit of other men. Married women are actively in pursuit. The unhappiest women on the planet are married women. I say it again. The unhappiest women on the planet are married women. All over the place. We think that the single woman who's getting money and has her career is, nah, man, those are the women we talk about be going to islands on trips together, man. Going over there to Jamaica, man, getting knocked out. Going over there to Italy, man, getting banged out. Going to other places. Those are the women that go there. I'm talking about the married women. Let me tell you something. Anytime a woman is very attractive and she lets herself go, anytime a woman lets herself go and gains a lot of weight, that woman is having some mental issues. She's having some stress. Anytime a woman gives up caring about how she looks physically, she's having stress. And you know one thing that every married man says? His woman has gained about 30 to 50 or 100 pounds sometime. You know why? Not because she's gotten lazy, because her ass has gotten miserable. Marriage makes women miserable. I say again, marriage makes women miserable. You got to take them off and hide them away from the world for them to think they happy being married. But marriage makes women miserable. They think they want monogamy, but being with one man and not having nobody to help them around do these things, not having a sister wife, it makes them miserable. So it's not that marriage makes women miserable. Monogamy makes women miserable. Not being monogamous to a man, but the expectation to have a man that's monogamous to them. Women in marriage are miserable because they realize that marriage to a man does not mean monogamy all of the time. Hell, most of the time it doesn't. So of course, they put themselves in an emotional headspace where they have an expectation for a man not to have another woman. And so when they find out he does, now emotionally, they need some relief as well. And it just so happens, if they come across an alpha motherfucker, then they're going to be in their minds where they're going to be like, well, hell, I might well leave this nigga. I might well leave the man I'm with. This nigga alpha right here. So it creates a different, a totally different set of circumstances, because a lot of these times, man, and throughout my life, man, when I've dealt with these married women, man, they wanted to, you know, they were ready to try to move on with me, man. You know what I'm saying? So that in itself, if a woman has all that time invested in a situation, man, and I'm going to tell you what happens. And a lot of time, now I will say this, the majority of the time, those women didn't let on that they were married. Like, then, that's why I developed this screening method that I have now. No one night stands. I'm not finna have no one night stand with no woman. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not finna have, if you can't talk, you know, if I have to hit you at certain times of day, and certain times of day you're not available ever on any day, no one has a schedule so tight that there's just one window that they're available every single day. No one. This is another way you keep from being a sucker. Never deal with a woman who only has a certain window available every day, 7 days a week. That woman has that window available because it's something she's doing away from home. I'm telling you, she has that one window open. Hey, yo. Look like somebody trolling in here, man. Hey, China White, you got a dude in here named that might be a chick. You got a chick name, Sexy MF Jail Swing. China White, if you want to get him out of here, bounce him on out of here. All right. I know that's your thing, Wood, but since he was coming at her, I really forgot the arrangement, man. But yeah, Wood, hey man, anybody come in here with beta energy like that, Wood, bounce him. Bounce him, Wood. Bounce him. Yeah, let's give a shout out to Hollywood Hawkins, man. He got a chance to work his wrench, man. He ain't had a chance to get nobody to boot. Last time we were in here, I know I robbed him of the process, then I damn near robbed him that time, man. The hell busy mean? All right. Yeah, no doubt. He out of here, man. He out of here. Hollywood Hawking, the man with the wrench. I told you, don't make him turn to the Grinch by coming here with that beta shit. You see what he'll do to you. That boy cooking and working on cars. He cooking with a spatula and fixing a car with the wrench. Keep working, Hollywood. So, let's get back into this thing, man. So, like I said, man, you have to understand that you can be suckered by being too impatient and being too hard up. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. If you desire to have multiple women, once you got 2 or 3, you have enough. Like, you don't need to constantly rotate. If you have 2 or 3 women that you think are valuable enough to have on your team, cultivate those 3. You shouldn't have to flip those 3. You shouldn't be having to flip women every month. Cultivate those 3 women. Cultivate them, see what they can contribute, and let them contribute whatever they can contribute to your life, man. Flip-flopping through a whole bunch of different women is another way you end up being a sucker, because you got to keep learning bras' tendencies. You got to keep bringing different bras to your environment. You got to keep learning different bras' ways. You got to keep, understanding what different bras' lives are about, man, who they involved with and all that, man. You're going to end up being in a sucker position, because unless you're a man who has nothing to do, you don't have the time and energy that it takes to invest a proper amount of effort into developing the connection between you and the benefit she brings to the table. And if the only benefit you see from a woman is sex, then this stream ain't for you, man. You need to go back and grow a little bit. If the only benefit you see women having is sexual, man, then you need to grow some. That's the reality of it. You need to grow. And that's the reality of it. So, all right, man. We'll go ahead, man, and I ain't want to stay in here too long, man. I want to stay in here about an hour and a half, man. Go ahead and rock out. Let me do a quick recap, man, on this thing, man. You know, if you're just joining me, man, I'm your host with the most, Dr. BoA, aka Book of Alpha Running Me. This has been another episode of the High Altitude Show. Today's topic is how to protect yourself from being a sucker for a broad. Now, the number one thing I covered was I know my flaws, so you speaking on them only gives me a chance to brag about my growth. You must avoid shaming language. Number one is avoid shaming language. When I say avoid shaming language, I don't mean run away from it. I mean avoid it by letting it affect you. Shaming language should never affect you. Anytime a woman has anything negative to say about you, you should smile. You should not be affected by her negative energy, by her negative words, by anything that she says at all negative about you. And by the same token, her positive words about you should not validate you. See, this is the thing. If her positive words validate you, then her negative words hurt you. You can't be emotionally involved to her positive words, but not be emotionally attached to her negative words. If she can validate you, she can hurt your feelings as well. And that's the truth of it. Forte is in the building. I see you in the building. Let's see, man. I just skipped somebody. Dre Raphael, what's good, home? I see you in the building. Wolf and Beta Clothes is on deck. Le Pergon is on the building. What up, homie? Leo Pergon. Leo Pergon. All right, my bad. It's another dude named Pergon being here. Leo Pergon. That might be the same. You might, man. You're the same cat. You might change your name, man. Name to them. T3000, man. I appreciate the super chat. 3 stacks. DJ Kings is in the building. Ridge, what up, homie? The homie Albert Smith is on deck. So, this is what you have to understand, man. You cannot worry about anything she says. It shouldn't validate you. It shouldn't be a detriment to the way you think of yourself or feel about yourself. The next thing is 80% of sexual interaction is unprotected. So always demand a paternity test, even with your wife. Hey, man, if she is out there, she's out there unprotected. I can guarantee it. I can guarantee you, because I'm going to tell you like this, like I told you about my experiences from the past, man. I have never, ever in my life, this is not just, I don't mean the recent past, I mean any time before today. When I say my past, any time before today is the past. There is only one woman in my life who has even suggested that I strap up. Only one woman in my entire life has suggested that I strap up. They don't even mention it. They don't even mention it. The only other woman who even mentioned it, when I strapped up, she asked me to take it off. So I'm telling you, bro, you have to understand, man. And I've done, man, listen, I've tested chicks before. You know what I'm saying? I've tested chicks. On a few occasions, man. I was like, man, I strapped out, like, man, I'm gonna take this condom off. I can't really feel, I can't really feel it like I need to feel it. And she was like, okay. She was like, okay. I said, nah. I think we'll just stay with what we got. We'll hold what we got. And every time they were like, okay. So that's what I'm telling you, man. I had a cat come in the chat the other day, come in and say, well, Mr. BoA, I know you like to put him on ice, but what are you gonna do if she go out there and be around with somebody else and then she bring you something you can't get rid of? I say, she ain't gonna bring me nothing I can't get rid of, because I'm not gonna hit her raw. She can't bring me nothing. I'm not gonna hit her raw, and I'm not finna put my face in the place. The only place I'm finna put my place, man, is a place with some food on it. I'm not finna put my face in the place, homie. I don't get down like that. A lot of cats do, man. Fine, man. If you want to go downtown, man, on time I'm going downtown, man. If they got a sale down there, man, I'm finna buy something. You understand what I'm saying? If that's your thing, homie, do that. Do that by all means. You know what I'm saying? If I got a woman you want to do it to her, do it to her. That's on you, homie. You know what I'm saying? If you want to go downtown while I bang around, homie, do that with your nasty self. That's on you, cuz. But me, myself, I ain't gonna do it. I don't get down like that, man. I'm gonna tell you how Tommy Brown get down, and this how Tommy Brown get down. Listen, I'd rather not, man. Let me tell you something. Every woman in the world say if they pass a law for you to get sex, man, you gotta go down on women broke, man. Let me tell you something. I will be a full-time masturbator, homie. I'm telling you, boy. Both hands. You dig? Both hands, homie. One, Duarte, homie said, BoA, those audiobooks are on point, brethren. Keep them coming. Those Jews will not be trampled. Hey, I appreciate that, brother. I appreciate that, one. I appreciate everybody, man, that's going over grabbing the audiobooks, man, from bookaboutforrunningme.com, man. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. I appreciate everybody that's grabbing those Savage Packs joints, man. Let me tell you something. The Savage Pack joints are moving, man. I appreciate that, man. If y'all didn't see, man, I put up a post today, man. I got a new design, man. This one is just all words, man. It says, man, people don't change. People don't change when you reward them for being who they are. So y'all check those out, man. I put a community post up about those, man. I put them up in the video that I put up later on, man. I got a video coming up about accountability, about why you should hold your woman accountable instead of expecting her to hold herself accountable. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. So let me see. I just missed somebody there. Dre Raphael, I appreciate the super chat, brother. Homie say BoA, that interview you did on O'Shea channel was top notch. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. Me and the homie O'Shea been trying to link up for a while, man, for probably a few months now, man. And we finally got it done, man. I was actually supposed to be over there on O'Shea show tonight, man, with that well, he invited me over, man, to be on that panel he got over there, man. But I ain't want to be over there 2 nights in a row, man. You know what I'm saying? And I probably would have, but the way the Most High worked it out is for not for me to be over there 2 nights in a row, because we kind of got mixed up on email, and it was too late by the time I got the notice of the time. I had already set my stream up. So man, I appreciate everybody coming back through, man, because I tried to come on at 3:30, man, and my app was tripping, man. So let's get back into this list, man. So 80% of sexual interaction is unprotected, so always demand a paternity test, even with your life. You never gonna end up being that dude that taking care of another man's child without even knowing it, man, if you have a paternity test. If she don't want to have a paternity test, man, drop her. Had that joint, man, while she in labor and delivery. Had a paternity test immediately. Now, man, I don't even think you gotta wait. You can have a paternity test while you're pregnant, man. You know, but if not, tell the doctor you want a paternity test, man, while you're in there. The next thing is, never share in every financial aspect of your life with anyone, but especially the woman with whom you share time and space. Because when she is scorned, you will pay, whether she is truly has a reason to be scorned or not. Next thing is, she is always either emotional or illogical. Never expect logic from her. Never think you're getting logic from her. And if she gives you something logical that you know is logical, it is coming from another man. It is up to you to figure if that man is her father, who is the only man it should be, if it's her pastor, who is her second husband, or if it's some dude that you don't know nothing about. Because Derrick Jackson ain't going to give her nothing logical. Steve Harvey ain't going to give her nothing logical. T.D. Jakes ain't going to give her nothing logical. I'm talking about logical things. The next thing is, if you think something is fishy, if you think something fishy is going on, homie, she got fish scales in her purse. Believe that. Follow your gut, homie. Another thing is, never have unprotected sex with any woman who is not your wife or not. Because let me tell you something, man. You're going to bring some home to yourself, man, that you ain't going to be able to get rid of her, man. I'm telling you, man, like the increase in STD rates, not just AIDS, the increase in STD rates among women, you know what I'm saying, especially melanated women, is alarming, man. Like, it is alarming. Because a lot of the things they have are asymptomatic. They don't even have symptoms. If we get burnt, we know it. You know what I'm saying? We get the leaking. We'll get the sticking to our drawers, man. We have, we know it immediately. They don't. There are a lot of times, man, they don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? They already, they already tend to have, discharge at different times of the month. So it may be just, they may, it's a little bit heavier, or I've been stressed, or there's a lot of different things that can affect that. So they don't have any telltale sign or something just totally different from the norm to go by. And sometimes they just don't have a symptom, period. Next thing, never have an expectation for her to be anything more than the average woman. Conversely, never accept that she is anything more than the same unless she earns that special consideration through her continued proof of action. Not proof of purchase, not proof of words, proof of actions. Her actions must prove her intent. Her actions must prove her desires. Her actions must prove her loyalty. Her actions must prove her dedication. The next thing, never pedestalize a woman herself on a personal level. Pedestalize her performance instead. Similar to how an employer pedestalizes an employee who continually outperforms her peers. You pedestalize her based on her actions. What you're doing, you're not pedestalizing her. You're putting the pedestal up there and you're letting her climb the pedestal on her own. See, I'm not saying a woman shouldn't be on a pedestal. I'm saying you shouldn't put her on the pedestal. She got to earn her way to the top of the pedestal. When she's sitting up on the pedestal, then you have to understand that is the place that she has earned herself by climbing that pedestal. And that's the truth of the matter. And that's the reality of it, man. So, another thing is this. Let me see what John Doe told my man. All right. So, another thing is this, man. Never consider how she treated the last man as an indication of her interaction with you, whether it was good or bad. Don't matter how she treated the last man. She could treat the last man, who knows? Who knows? She could treat the last man any kind of way. She could treat him good. She could treat him bad. Don't matter. He's different from you. And she may be burnt out on treating a nigga good. Or she may feel like, okay, I'm going to treat a nigga bad this time. Or she may feel like I'm going to treat a nigga good this time because I've been treating niggas bad. You never know. It don't even matter. Don't let her point out to you, well, I was this way with my last man, and I was this way and I was great to him. I don't care. How you going to be to daddy? That's what I want to know. Next thing, never let her set the rules of engagement between the two of you. Man, don't let her set the rules on nothing. It's got to be your way or no way. And you got to always keep in mind, man, this should be your motto. It's my way or no way, and no way is perfectly fine with me. Because if it ain't my way, it's going to be no way anyway. Next thing, you always be a man of your word, but make her always be a woman of her actions. You can't take her word. She'll say anything. She'll say shit. She'll say incendiary things that she don't mean. Then she'll say nice things that she don't mean. Like, women are professional. They're professionals at saying things they don't mean. But they're not professionals at doing things they don't mean to do. They do what they mean to do. A woman never does something without thinking about it. Even if it seemed like she makes a rash decision, she didn't make a rash decision. She thought about it for as long as she felt like she needed to think about it. And the last and final thing is, never believe she'll love or be with you exclusively forever. There is no forever. Forever, forever, ever, forever, ever. Forever never seems that long. Now when you're grown and notice that that day by day ruler can't be too wrong, never believe that. Because I'm telling you, she may be with you forever, but not just you. And that's the reality of it. China White, I appreciate the super chat. Appreciate everybody coming through, man. Appreciate everybody coming through. It's been real in the field, man. It's been super real in the field. And that's the reality of it. So, I appreciate everybody coming through, man. It's been super real. I think I might shoot over here and check out this boy. This joint they doing over on O'Shea joint, man. They maybe not, man. I think Bama finna get ready to play in a minute, man. So I don't watch much TV, man. But I think I'm gonna rock out with that Bama joint. Terrell Muse, I see you in the building, homie. Trying to see what Shea Bella more meant. Not even on my wife. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Nah, not even. Listen. I feel like this. If a woman wants somebody to go down on her, we can find her a girlfriend. Because that's like some lesbian love. Like, if you need that in your life, let's go find you a girlfriend. But let's go find us a girlfriend. How about that? If you need that in your life, we'll go find us a girlfriend. That way, you can have what you need. I can have what I need. We can both be very satisfied. You understand what I'm saying? You'll have that in your life. You know what I'm saying? You'll have your Lookin low lover, and then I have me a little jump off. So we'll be great. I really believe that if more relationships embodied that concept, then relationships will be more successful. People would have a greater understanding of what their mate needed, and everything will be great. You understand? I truly believe that if that's what you want, you shouldn't expect a man to do it, because I have a tool to work with. If you with a chick, she ain't got no tool to work with. She got to go buy one. Like, I have the tool that God intended for me to have, so I ain't got to use my mouth. You understand what I'm saying? If my tool becomes ineffective, then hell no. But what I am saying is, I'm straight. I can do what I need to do. If you want any of that extra stuff, let's find you a partner you can get it from. Now, this is the thing. And let me tell you something that women will say. They'll say, they'll feel like if you don't give them something that they want sexually, they should be able to go get it from another man. I say, no, you can't go get it from another man, because I'm going to drop you if you do that. You understand? If I get wind of you being sexually involved with another man, I'm going to cut you loose. We ain't going to even talk twice about it. Like, the very next day, you're going to be gone. But if you want that to happen, then let's find you a woman. Because this is the thing. It's rare that you're going to find a man that just want to do that. If a man does that to you, he going to want to penetrate you as well. I'm perfectly okay if you find a man that'll just do that. Hey, let him do it. If he won't be that type of sucker where he just get used for lip service, let him do that. But me, myself, I ain't doing it. I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to do it. I ain't going to think about it. Every time I think about it, I start feeling a little throw up coming up a little bit. You understand? When I think about it, like, my throat start getting warm. I start feeling that nauseous feeling, like a whole bunch of spit being back in my throat, like I'm finna get ready to man. I'm finna get ready to upchuck. I don't do things that make me upchuck. Two things I ain't gonna eat: chitlins and coochie. I say again, two things I ain't gonna eat: chitlins and coochie. I'm gonna let somebody else have it, homie. I'm gonna let somebody else have it. They can do it. So, anyway, homies, let's go ahead and bounce on about this thing, man. I appreciate everybody coming through, man. Let's get ready to get in here, man. Watch Bama do these boys in. Appreciate everybody coming through. Avoid the haters, avoid the fakers, avoid the betas. And it's always alphas up, betas down. Homies, peace.